Hello, citizens, and welcome back. And anyone who isn't a citizen as well. Um, yeah, things keep getting worse for City, and us fans are going to be hearing a lot of bad news. And now we're hearing that other clubs in the Premier League want City removed from the league amid all these allegations of financial doping and cheating. So yeah, it's bad news all around, and I just want to talk about us fans and what football means really and the implications this could have as a club and for the city in general too. So make sure to hit the like button, hit subscribe, and let's jump into it. So news is that other clubs in the Premier League, particularly the top six or other big six like United, Chelsea, Tottenham, Liverpool, they want City removed from the league if the accusations are true. And with 115 charges, I think it's up to now, it's hard to believe that not some of those are going to be true. So, you know, what we hear in the future is going to be tough, I'm sure. The club, of course, deny it. They say they're surprised. They say they gave the Premier League plenty of documentation and that, nothing is wrong. Pep has always maintained as well that if he's lied to by the club, that he will walk. And I think that's right from him, to be honest. And I think it should be right from the players too. I think the players should demand some honesty from the club. And I'm sure they've been spoken to and I'm sure they know what's going on, or at least what the club say going on. So I'm sure there's going to be a lot of unsurety around them too. And I'm pretty sure that's going to affect their performances on the pitch. And maybe that's why I've been seeing in the last few months, things not quite working out for us. But back to the financial cheating and doping, apparently it goes all the way back to 2008. And I said in the video yesterday that us fans are going to take most of the brunt of it. And I think that's true too, because, if the club have been cheating, yes, we've seen a lot of success over the years. And hopefully we've done that the right way. We've always been up against other fans and we've always been up against other teams and owners as well as they've accused us of cheating. And even when in some cases it's been proven wrong, we have always had that against us. Our trophies have been tarnished. Our legacy that we've left in the Premier League over the last 10 years has been tarnished. And no matter what, even if we're found innocent of these accusations and even if we're cleared of all charges, which is unlikely to be honest with you, but if we are cleared of all charges, all that is still going to be tarnished. We're still going to be hated upon, not just by the Premier League, but all the divisions below as well, probably the rest of Europe. And it's going to be hard to take. And as a lifelong City fan, I started following City in the 80s. Before I was even one, I was a City fan. My dad didn't give me any option in that. I'm sure many like me as well, they didn't get an option. And if you were a City fan in the 80s and 90s and you were going to school in the 90s, it was quite rough as well. We saw many relegations, went through some hardships. I was at Main Road a lot. I was living up north at the time through some of the 90s as well. And we were coming back on the train to watch City, standing the Kippax. And those days were cold. They were sometimes lonely as well because you didn't have many City fans growing up, at least where I was at the time. And I think at one point I was the only City fan in the school, and that might be impossible to believe in England. But again, I was living up north. I wasn't in Manchester at the time. And, many of them hadn't even seen a City shirt because we were in Division 2. So yeah, we took the brunt of a lot of abuse back then. And, people would always say, oh, you're a joke team. And we were, to be fair. And, I watched the club go through money problems. I saw them go through many changes of ownership. The protests outside the ground against some of the boards as well. Lots and lots of managers. And we just couldn't quite get anything right. So you never really thought that where we are today, you would see any of that. We've seen the best team the Premier League's probably ever had, in the Centurion team or the team that won the domestic treble, the first ever team to do that as well. The first time we won the FA Cup in 2011, never thought I'd see us win that and then win the league in 2012 with the Aguero moment. These fantastic moments that we never thought we'd have as City fans for years, and that we'd always watch United and Liverpool and other teams have all this success. You never thought we'd see us in the Champions League. And does this tarnish them moments for me? No, they don't. It's not like we cheated our way on the pitch. Yes, we may have bought players with money we probably shouldn't have had or spent according to the rules. But that Aguero moment will always live on, I think, as the best Premier League moment, at least for me, and I'm sure many other City fans, if not all of us. And all those moments that other fans cheered us on, Sunderland cheering us on against United that last day, and the Wolves fans at Liverpool, celebrating in front of them when we won the league against Aston Villa last season. These are moments that really shouldn't be tarnished, but they're going to be, and they're going to be forever no matter what. Like I said, even if we're cleared of all these charges, it's going to hurt. And it's the club, they're going to take quite a lot of hate. They're going to take quite a lot of financial hit, I'm sure. But us fans, it's brutal on us. And I feel sorry for other teams as well, because, whether you think that we should or should not be charged or that we're guilty, not guilty. And at the moment, of course, we're not guilty, but say we are guilty. What does that mean to the other players on other teams, that chase us down, like the Liverpool teams that we stopped winning the league? I mean, I'm glad we did stop them, but if we cheated, is it unfair on them? It probably is. And rightly so, we should get kicked out of the Premier League. How far down the ladder we go? Who knows? Do we start in League 2? Do we go even further down? There's going to be a lot of repercussions for this. And another thing I feel sorry for as well is that these owners have done a lot for City. If you look at the east of Manchester now, it's completely different to what it was. It's massively changed. There's huge developments there. The building an indoor arena as well. They've made massive changes to City. They've put loads and loads of money into Manchester, huge amounts. They always said they would, and they have done that. But then look at the teams around us in Greater Manchester that have gone under and disappeared forever. Teams like Bury, who no longer exist. Those teams have really struggled where we've got more fans and we've had more success. We've watched them around us go. I'm not saying we're direct responsible for that, but it just goes to show the differences in financial just down the road, and it's tough. And football is a brutal sport, of course, and it changes yearly. And I don't know where we're going to go. And hopefully we are found innocent. But like I said, even if we are, unfortunately, we're already guilty in the media. We're already guilty with the other fans. And yeah, I know it's hard to feel sorry for us. And I don't feel sorry for the owners if they've done anything wrong. And, but it's just, I don't know, it's just disappointing, isn't it? It's disappointing to be treated this way. It's disappointing to be accused like this. And like I said, where does the blame lie on? It lands on the club. Or where does the hate land on? It lands on the fans, and it lands on those people who pay money to go watch this team. And we're already, they already tell us we have no fans, and they already tell us that we have no history. And unfortunately, for years to come, it looks like we're going to take more brunt of that as well. And I feel like the club have let us down here. I really do. I feel like the club have let the fans down. And, the older generation in particular, like my dad's generation and them lot, I can only imagine how hurt they're going to be if this is all proven to be true. And going back to it, should we be kicked out of the Premier League if it's happened? Yeah, we should be. We should be punished heavily. That means we're going to lose the players, we're going to lose the management team, lose the structure, maybe lose the owners themselves. We'll have to wait and see. And yeah, that's the video really. Yeah, let me know in the comments what you think. And yeah, what's going to hurt, isn't it, over the next couple of weeks? We'll just have to see where it goes. Well, thanks for watching. Thanks for checking it out. And yeah, bye-bye.